I am California of the past.
I am California of the past.
I am California of the past.
Good morning. My name is Ron Hall, and I've lived in Escondido since 1978. And when I retired, I looked around for something to do, and I got involved with the San Dieguito River Park, and as a volunteer. And I volunteered as a trail guide and as a volunteer patrol. In 1993, we started to refurbish a Sikes Adobe, which was an old adobe home in South Escondido that was built in 1870 by the Sikes family. And I went through the training to become a docent in October of 2003. And during the training, our instructor talked about having some of the Sikes ancestors, but we really didn't have too many descendants. So I had done several genealogy books on my family, and so I got involved with doing running down some of the descendants. And between October and January of 2004, when we had the grand opening, I ran down over 300 descendants of the Sikes family and wrote a 200-page book called The Ancestors and Descendants of the Zenas and Eliza Sikes. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about, there's quite a few notable descendants. I'm just going to talk about two of them today. The first one is Augustus K Cravath, who was the son-in-law of Zenas and Eliza Sikes. And he came to California in 1870s from Iowa and landed in Poway and bought some acreage there and started to farm citrus and vineyards. In 1877, he married Kate Sikes, who was the fourth child of Zenas and Eliza Sikes, and they were married in the Sikes Adobe. And the Sikes Adobe is down, pardon me, is down in South Escondido off of Sunset Drive near the driving range down there. After they were married in December of 1877, they settled in Poway and continued to ranch and farm. Then in the 1880s, he moved his family to Escondido. And Augustus Cravath was quite a gentleman. He became the first mayor of Escondido in 1888. He built one of the first homes in Escondido and was involved in the first business building block on the corner of Broadway and Grand, which was the old Escondido Bank building in 1886. That was constructed. In 1892, he became the sheriff of San Diego County. He took over the term of the sheriff who was removed from office in 1892 and served out that term. He didn't run for re-election because he had business obligations. He was also involved with bringing water into Escondido. He was one of the prime movers, and they brought water down from the San Luis Rey River up in Palomar Mountain into Bear Valley, into a reservoir. In 1899, when there was kind of a drought in Escondido, he moved with his family to Santa Ana and lived there until he died in 1935, and he became a deputy sheriff in Santa Ana also. Now, the second person I'm going to talk about is his son, one of his sons, Clifford Carlton Cravath, who was born in Poway but moved with the family to Escondido in the 1890s, and he graduated from Escondido High School in 1899. He was a very good baseball player and a football player. And when the family moved to Santa Ana, he stayed in Escondido to play semi-pro baseball. He hooked on with the Los Angeles Angels of the old Pacific Coast AAA League and was quite a star there for 7 or 8 years. He finally hooked on with the Philadelphia Phillies in 1913. Now, he was 31 or 32 years old then, so he was a rookie when he started playing Major League Baseball. He played for the Phillies for 8 years. He led the Major League in home runs 6 times, batting average twice, and he led the Phillies to the World Series in 1915. When he retired in 1920, he moved with his wife and 2 daughters to Laguna Beach and became interested in real estate. After he was there for a couple of years, he and a couple of his buddies were having coffee one day and talking about the local judge who they didn't think was doing a good job, so they decided one of them would run for judge. And they drew straws, and he got the short straw. So he was elected judge in Laguna Beach, and he served for 36 years until he died in 1963. He was quite a gentleman, didn't have a college education. In all those 36 years, there were only 2 cases overturned. Those are just 2 of the descendants, notable descendants of the Sikes family. Thank you very much.